when I was a kid, we always said, don't trust anybody over 30. In this environment, I don't trust anybody under 30. And the reason for that is all they've known is a rising market. And as you get old enough, markets go up and markets come down. And my concern is, I'm not saying it's Jim's opinion, but I think we're heading in for the roughest markets we've ever had because Ben Bernanke, the Nobel Peace Prize winner or Nobel Economics Prize, he raises interest rates, the biggest bubble in world history. And when that air comes out, we're in serious trouble. So this is one more way of saying that under 30 people, all they know is don't fight the Fed, buy the dip, real estate always goes up and all this stuff. I think those days, as they say in Hawaii, are aloha. I think we're going into a very rough economy. So one more thing is when I watch YouTube now, which I didn't have growing up, there are more experts on YouTube now who are full of shit. I can't believe the crap they're putting out there. So if you're cruising YouTube and you're looking for some credible source out there, you got to be careful who your sources are, because you can be a YouTube genius, but be another Sam Bankman-Fried, whatever his name is. So the reason I trust Jim Rickards, he's over 30. He has gone through hell. And he's gone through hell. We have experience in all this. But the most important reason for me bringing Jim on board, he is a credible source. He's worked for the CIA, the Defense Department, and all this. He's been part of one of the biggest real market crashes on long-term capital management. And all of those things give us the most priceless value in education. It's called experience. And so Jim is on board. We're going to do 4 shows together. What do you see in 2023? Jim is a visionary. He's a futurist. He can see. I follow his advice. But I caution you, just because somebody is on YouTube making claims of what they can do for you, be very, very careful. So when I have a question, I call Jim a friend. I can call him and I can get credible, what I say, factual plus depth of information that most people under 30 do not have. So we're going to do 4 of these series together, back to back. What do you see in 2023? And Jim, welcome to the Rich Dad program. And as I said, I value our friendship, but more important, I value your experience and your depth of knowledge, because we're older than 30. So.
Well, thank you, Robert. Great to be with you, and I appreciate the kind words, and I'll reciprocate. You're one of the people I look to and follow your work and follow your shows and broadcasts and a lot else besides. So it's a great relationship, and I am definitely over 30, so I'll confirm that. Yeah.
So what? You have so many. I've read your books. You have so many things that are priceless. Like you were doing ding ding or something. It's about how they program you with little bells and stuff like this, and on your, if your key is not, your seat belt's not on, and all this stuff. I'm going, holy mackerel! I mean, you look at everything from such micro and macro, how we're being programmed to be pawns of the system. So we're going to do, this is the first of the things, and I'm going to ask a quick question. What is the first thing you see for 2023 people should be aware of?
Well, we're going to talk about 4 things, and we'll start with one right now. But I'll caution our viewers that my list might be, my list might be quite different from other people's lists. This time of year, the forecasting business is at an all-time high. Everyone's got, stock market projections or bond market projections or things to look out for in 2023, and that's fine. A lot of good contributors from a lot of sources, but based on probably the way I combine not just economics but also geopolitics, bring them together. They've always been connected to some extent, but they've never been more interconnected, more merged than they are right now. And so I think bringing that perspective will maybe give us a different list, but that's a good thing because we can contribute something the viewers might not be hearing elsewhere. I would drop one footnote to your introductory remark, Robert, about a younger generation. 30, no reason to pick on 30-year-olds. If you're under 50, you've never seen some of the bear markets, something like the Great Depression or even 1987, the stock market dropped 20%. 19th, 1987. It wasn't 22% in a week or a month or a year. It was one day. So if you're, say, younger than a certain age, and it's way over 30, you've never seen anything like that. I've seen some of it, and I also read quite a bit of economic history. I wasn't around for the Great Depression. You have to be 100 years old to say you lived through that one, but I'm pretty familiar with it as well. But the one footnote I would drop is that you said people haven't seen these kind of market crashes. Well, not the Great Depression, that's for sure, but they have seen market crashes, but they've also seen it come back every single time, and that's what's different. So yeah, we got through 1998, we got through the dot-com crash, we got through 2008, we got through 2020 and COVID. There's actually a good size market drawdown in 2018 between October 1st, 2018 and Christmas Eve, what I call the Christmas Eve massacre. Stock markets dropped 20% in under 3 months when the Fed kept raising interest rates, even though the economy was weakening. So they have seen those, but every single time it came back. Even in COVID, March, April 2020, the stock market went down 30%. It did. I mean, just almost straight down. But by September, we were back to new all-time highs. And so it's not that they've never seen that kind of volatility, but they learned the wrong lesson, which is it always comes back. And we know why, because the Fed bails you out, the Fed floods the zone with money, the Fed talks it up, et cetera. But the counter example, in 1929, when the stock market did crash, it was down 23% over 2 days. It was like a 12% day and an 11% day in late October 1929. But it kept going. The stock market crashed in October 1929, but it bottomed in June 1932. That was a 3-year moving crash or rolling crash, whatever you want to call it, with some rallies along the way. And the total damage was over 80%, not 30%, not 40%, down 80%. And what people don't know, many people don't know, is you said, okay, then it rallied in 1933 and 1934. The Fed messed up again and blundered again, as they usually do, in 1937 and threw us into a double dip. But if you ask people, okay, well, everyone knows the stock market crashed in 1929. When did it regain those highs? How long did that take? The answer is 25 years. It was
1954.
It was 1954 before
Right.
the market recovered from 1929. Now, it doesn't mean there weren't gains along the way, or you couldn't make money. You could. But if you say, oh, I'll just sit tight and wait till it comes back, well, a lot of people didn't live long enough. They didn't live 20. They never saw their money back because they didn't live 25 more years. So that's a real bear market. It's happened before, and so the point is you need to be prepared for things like that. And no one alive, but very few people alive have seen anything like that. So that's I think that's the right framework to put it in.